Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2007, wear sunscreen. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my own meandering experience. I will dispense this advice now.
Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth. Oh, never mind. You will never understand the power and the beauty of your youth until they've faded. But trust me, in 20 years you will look back at photos of yourself
and recall in a way you can't grasp now how much possibility lay before you and how fabulous you really look. You are not as fat as you imagine.
Don't worry about your future or worry that now that worrying is as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubble gum. The real troubles in your life are apt to be things that never cross your worried mind. The kind of blindness you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday.
Do one thing every day that scares you. Sing. Don't be reckless with other people's hearts. Don't put up with people who are reckless with yours. Floss. Don't waste your time on jealousy. Sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. The race is long and in the end, it's only with yourself.
Remember compliments you receive. Forget the insults if you succeed in doing this. Tell me how. Keep your old love letters. Throw away your old bank statements. Stretch. Don't feel guilty if you don't know what to do with your life.
The most interesting people I know didn't know at 22 what they wanted to do with their lives. Some of the most interesting 40-year-olds I know still don't. Get plenty of calcium. Be kind to your knees. You'll miss them when they're gone.
Maybe you'll marry, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll have children, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll divorce at 40. Maybe you'll dance the funky chicken on your 75th wedding anniversary. Whatever you do, don't congratulate yourself too much or betray yourself either. Your choices are half chance, so are everybody else's.
Enjoy your body. Use it every way you can. Don't be afraid of it or what other people think of it. It's the greatest instrument you'll ever own. Dance, even if you have nowhere to do it but your own living room. Read the directions, even if you don't follow them. Do not read beauty magazines, they'll only make you feel ugly.
Brother and sister together will make it through. Someday a spirit will take you and guide you there. I know you've been hurting, but I've been waiting to be there for you, and I'll be here just helping you out whenever I can.
Get to know your parents. You never know when they'll be gone for good. Be nice to your siblings. They are your best link to your past and the people most likely to stick with you in the future. Understand that friends come and go, but a precious few who should hold on.
Work hard to bridge the gaps in geography and lifestyle, for as the older you get, the more you need the people. You know when you were young, live in New York City once, but leave before it makes you hard. Live in North California once, but leave before it makes you soft.
Travel. Accept certain inalienable truths. Prices will rise, politicians will philander, and you too will get old. And when you do, you'll fantasize that when you were young, prices were reasonable, politicians were noble, and children respected their elders.
Respect your elders. Don't expect anyone else to support you. Maybe you have a trust fund. Maybe you'll have a wealthy spouse. But you'll never know when either one will run out. Don't mess too much with your hair, or by the time you're 40, it'll look 85. Be careful whose advice you buy, but be patient with those who supply it.
Advice is a form of nostalgia. Dispensing it is a way of wishing the past from the disposal, wiping it off, painting over the ugly parts, and recycling for more than it's worth. But trust me on the sunscreen.
Brother and sister together, we will make it through. Oh yeah. Someday a spirit will dig you and guide you there. I know you've been hurting, but I've been waiting to be there for you. And I'll be there, just helping you out whenever I can.
Everybody's free, oh yeah. Everybody's free, oh yeah. Oh, to feel good.
The tone of the speech is nostalgic. You can find that in phrases like, you will never understand the power and beauty of your youth until they've faded. Be kind to your knees, you'll miss them when they're gone, and you will look back at photos of yourself.
The author's rhetoric is that of an elder sharing his wisdom with youth. He uses advice. A quote like this is, "If I could offer you only One tip for the future, sunscreen will be it.
The theme of this piece is live every day like it's your last, but don't be reckless. And examples of this are do one thing every day that scares you and don't be reckless.
Sunscreen is a symbol in this story. Sunscreen symbolizes what is known and what is true, and the rest of his advice symbolizes the unknown that requires experimenting to be found. A quote that shows this is, "The race is long, and in the end, it's only with yourself."
Some imagery in this poem the author talks about doing the funky chicken dance at a wedding anniversary, and it sparks images of doing just that at a grandparent's wedding. You can imagine doing all the dance moves.
A hyperbole in this story is don't mess with your hair, or by the time you're 40, it will look 85.
The author uses repetition in this work. In this stanza, he says, maybe you will marry, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll have children, maybe you won't. He repeats the word maybe to show that the future is unknown and nothing is known for sure.
An example of alliteration in this speech is that prices will rise, politicians will philander.
This whole story is all in free verse because there are no rhyming words, and the diction is carefree but at the same time advisory.